Coalition, as we know, announced its home buyers scheme this week, giving first home buyers the opportunity to take up to 40% to a maximum of $50,000 from their super to buy that first home. Executive Chairman of Yellow Brick Road Home Loans, Bouris, joins us live now as he always does on a Wednesday. Mark, good morning to you. So everyone's had a say on this week on first home buyers taking out super to buy that first home. So from your position, from a lender's position, what do you think it will do to house prices?
From a lender's point of view, we would take the view that it's going to be probably insignificant in terms of turning up house prices, in other words, pushing house prices up, because the number of people that will adopt the scheme, that's the first thing, relative to the number of first home buyers that there are in the country in any one period, is fairly small given the total number of buyers, the total number of people who refinance, etc. So we don't think it's going to have a massive effect on house prices. And we've been through this so many times. First Homers Grant, which is during the Howard period, he doubled the grant in 2001 during the election period. It didn't have much of an impact on house prices. Everybody has this view that house prices go up as a result of government incentives, but it really doesn't have that impact. It's all about supply and demand. The question is, how do we increase the supply of housing, new housing, in this country? That's the issue, and that unfortunately is not a federal government issue. It's a state government and a local council issue.
Yeah, I mean, that was the point I was going to make. Because it's such a supply issue, with that said, wouldn't it drive up the cost of homes because you've got more people fighting over less?
Well, that you might say that is the case, but at the same time, us as a lender, we're going to lend less. So, I mean, I went through this last week with you on the show. Yeah. That as a result of interest rate increases, I now can only lend you a lot less money. So, we went through an average couple of $150,000, part-time, full-time worker, 2 kids. I'm going to lend you $26,000 less after the last rate rise. If we go up 0.4 next week in June, or whenever the next meeting is in the first Tuesday of June, if we go up by 0.4% again, second time round, I'm going to be lending you like $75,000 less than I could a month ago. So I'm going to lend you less money. So it's going to be a lot harder to pay more. That's the whole point.
OK, we've got these wages numbers, as we just heard from Ed Boyd a short time ago. The RBA are going to be watching those very closely today. And it's going to lead into the cash rate, Mark. So where do you think this is all going to head?
I'm more of a Matt Common fan from CBA. I'm saying that I don't believe we're going to go to 3.5% to the cash rate. Now, 3.5% is the Bill Evans view or the Westpac view. Matt Common's view at CBA is it's probably going to settle around 1.3%. To me, already we're seeing panic. People are already pulling away from auctions. We're getting 50% clearance rates when a year ago we're getting 80% clearance rates just off the back of one rate rise. So for me, I think that borrowers are going to pull back. They're going to stop paying high prices. We're going to take the steam out of the market. It's going to be a lot less clearance rates, and people are going to start to already, as I said earlier, change their behaviour when it comes to buying real estate. There's going to be less exuberance. So I don't see rate rises going anywhere near the sorts of numbers that we need to see. The Reserve Bank's talking about, or any others are talking about, I should say. The Reserve Bank's not talking about those big rate rises. They're just talking about rate rises. It's the market that's talking about the rate rises, and I think it's an overreach. I think really a big overreaction at 3%. As a cash rate. I think it's more likely to settle around 1.3%, and that'll be around the end of this calendar year.
OK, good to know, Mark. Always good to chat. Thanks for your time as always. We'll talk to you soon.